This is the video recording for session 3 of SPSS. We're going to start by the learning objectives and we're going to address them one by one. First learning objective is importing data from a file, Excel file. And this can happen a lot where you receive data on Excel. What I requested from you is to create this Excel sheet that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 variables. First, you start by naming the variables: ID, age, gender, smoking, DM for diabetes, CVD for cardiovascular disease, height for hypertension, and comments. And I asked you to fill out the first 3 records. I have that already done here on my Excel sheet. And what we're going to do is we're going to get to open this file on SPSS. So you have this file saved somewhere on your computer. Mine, I've saved it on desktop. So I'm going to go to File, Open, Data, and then I'm going to go to my desktop. And next you're going to specify the type of the file. And you're going to specify the Excel type. When you do that, you're going to see all the files that are Excel type, and this one is called Session 3. By clicking on Open, next SPSS is going to ask you which sheet you want to import to SPSS, and this is our first sheet. You get a view of the data, and it looks like everything is working fine, so you just click OK. Alright, here is the data, and you can see that everything came in as numbers, except for the last one, which is the comments. If you click on your variable view, you should be able to see that it's the only one, comments, is the only one that came in as string. And this is because we had letters typed in here. All the others had numbers, so they were imported into SPSS as numeric. The other thing that you notice are the variable name. SPSS was able to recognize the variable names automatically. Okay, so that's it basically for importing an Excel data sheet. Simple, straightforward. Next on our learning objective is how to select a set of data. And you can select different ones. So we're going to go to our data pharmacist dataset, and we go to data, we click on select cases, and then you go to if condition is satisfied, and then you're going to pick one of the variables, and the one we're going to pick is actually degree. The reason is we have people that are neither BS nor PharmD. If you don't remember what is the code for that, well, you have to right click, go down to variable information, and then here you can see the codes. And you can see that the 9 is neither BS nor PharmD. So you close this one and you click on this button right there that tells it that the 9, we want everybody except the 9. So we're saying degree not equal to 9. Click on continue, and then here you have different options. Either you request that the ones that were not selected to be filtered out, they remain part of your data set, but everything you're going to do from now on, they will not participate in that. You can request for a copy to be created, where then those selected will be copied to that data set, and you have to give it a name. Or you can request that the unselected be deleted. Now you have to be very careful with this option, because once you've deleted them, there's no way to go back to them. The filter out is a very good option to do, except that every time you're going to come back to your data, you have to go back and do the selection again. Otherwise, the filter out will walk into it again. Alright? So click OK just to show you what's going to happen. Again, because we requested some sort of processing from SPSS, the output opens and it gives us a language of what happened. Go back to the data. You should be able to see, well, apparently in mine, I already have deleted them. Okay, so let's double check that. Degree, sort, descending, I'm sorry. And I don't have the 9, so I've already deleted them from the previous session. Alright, so just to show you how it works, I'm going to do it on, let's say, select cases, if condition, and I'm going to say select only if degree is equal to 1, continue, okay, and go back to the data, look at it, you can see that everything that is a 2 has been filtered out, right? Again, I'm going to go back, select cases, and select everybody so that now everybody is selected. Alright, so that takes care of the selection. Now we're going to talk about how you create a new variable. Okay? Okay, so to create or to recode a variable, the meaning of that is that you're going to change the code into something different. For example, and typically this happens with a numerical variable. For example, age. Age is entered as is. 18 means 18 years old, 20 means 20 years old. If you want to make something of the sort that is age recorded, well, you have to um, recode that age into, for example, below 25, 26 to 50, and above 50. Okay, so to do that, what we're going to do first, I'm going to delete the ones that I have on my computer because I already did this before. I'm going to delete these two variables. Alright, so first thing, we're going to go to the syntax. So you click on File, say New, and you request a syntax. Syntax is a place where you're going to also give comments to SPSS to run. So we're going to say compute new age equal age, and you put a point at the end and you execute. So basically this is just saying to SPSS, make up a new variable that we called, I decided to call it a new age. I could have called it age 2, I could have called it age underscore 2, I could have called it age underscore to be used, whatever, okay? I decided to call it a new age just to make it to make a difference between it and between the original one, which is age. So when I say create this new variable equal what? Age. Age is a variable that already exists in SPSS, so SPSS is just going to copy this variable into this new variable. So we're going to highlight this piece right there, and okay, and you're going to click on this arrow right there. Again, we are taking this output where it is tells us that we have ran something, and if you look at it right towards the end, you can see that actually what we wrote appears in the output, meaning that it was done. Go to your data variable view, scroll to the end, you can see that there is a variable called new age that appeared. Take it from here by clicking on 34 and just move it all the way up to age so that we can look at it and compare it to age. Let's go back to data view. So now I have age and I have new age. They're exactly the same, and we can check that by doing sort ascending, and they're exactly the same. Okay, now the reason I made this copy of age is because now I want to do the recode but into the same variable. So actually new age values are going to change, and you're going to see that in a second. Go to transform, recode into same variable, request age, no, I'm sorry, request a new age, that's the one we want to change. Put it in the variables, click on old and new values, and now we're going to tell SPSS change the old into the new. So first we're going to start with range lowest to a certain value. I'm going to pick, for example, 30, and the new code is going to be 1. So I put the new code here and I add. Then I'm going to pick up the range and I'm going to go from 31 to, for example, 45. And in values, I'm going to give it 2. And I'm going to click on add. And then we're going to take range value through highest. And since we reached 45, we're going to start with 46 and through highest. So it's going to go all the way up. And we're going to give it a code of 3. We click on add. We click on continue. And now if you're going to click on OK, well, what's going to happen is new age is going to change because that's what we requested from SPSS. So I'm just moving this dialog box right here so that we can see what's going to happen to new age. Alright, so I'm going to click on OK. It takes us to the output again to tell us that something was done. Go back to your data, click on it, and you can see that new age now changed. Anything from the lowest all the way up to 30, as we said, is now coded as 1. Okay? Now look, 31 and down, you can see that we have a code of 2, that it's going to go down all the way up to 46. So we've recoded age. Now, as we've done before, we can label it. You can go to new age and go under values. So 1 is 30 and below. We click add. Number 2 is 31 to 45, I guess. Add. And then number 3 is 46 and up. You click add and you click OK. Now if you look at your data view and you click on the one in A, you should be able to see the labels and it's working perfectly fine. Now that is using the recoding to the same variable. New age now has been changed. You cannot go back to it. There is another option, that is you click on transform and you go to recoding to different variables. This time again we're going to use age this time because new age was changed. So I'm going to take age, but I'm going to recode it into a new variable and I have to give it a name. So I'm going to call it age underscore rec, meaning recoded. And I'm going to click on old and new values. I'm going to use exactly what I did a second ago. So range lowest all the way up to 30. Code 1, add 31 to 45, 2, add, and 46 the highest, 3, add, continue. Now I have to click on this change so that you can see that age now is going to turn into age underscore record. And I think I'm done. I can just click OK. Again, the output appears showing that something was done. We're going to go back to the data, go to variable view, scroll all the way down, see that we have a new variable that appeared. Again, I'm going to take it and put it next to new age so that I can compare it to new age. All right. All right. So here we go. All right. You can see that new age and age rec are exactly the same. Alright, last thing I want to show you is you can actually copy the label that we've done for new age. We can paste it here and it copies it. Now, just to make sure that it's actually working, there we go, it's working. I can see. Alright, so let's go back to our learning objectives and see if we've covered everything. Well, we have recoded the variable into the same variable, into new variable, and we have also taken a look at syntax in SPSS. I think that covers everything.